So hello everyone. This is our first YouTube video that we're going to be doing, and it's the first of hopefully many kind of like webisodes of where we'll be reviewing Netflix and Amazon Prime and any other streaming or just general movies or TV box sets. Myself, Shahin, and John, we've known each other for a while now, and we work together. Well, we used to work together, and one of the first things we used to do every single day, grab our tea or coffee and biscuits and talk about what we watched the day before. So we thought, you know what, why don't we record this, and hopefully we can recommend people to watch certain movies and not to waste time for the others. While we're at it, this is called Shahin and John's Tea and Biscuit session, or Tea and Biscuit with Shahin and John. And we're going to be having our tea and our biscuits as well. So we're going to talk about the tea and biscuits at the same time as well. So hopefully stay tuned. So today, we're going to be improvising as we go along and see what works, what doesn't, and we're hoping to hear more from people who watch this about how they want this to be done. We start off with the tea and biscuits. So I'm having McVitie's Hobnobs. It's quite well known in the UK and got a lot of chocolates on it. Hobnobs, they have the chocolate, the dark chocolate, the milk chocolate, and so on, and with my tea. So again, very British thing. John?
Yeah, I've actually gone for malted milk. Have you heard of this? I don't know, I'm asking, like many people here may not know what malted milk is, because it's basically like a retail product, but it's a really good biscuit. I kind of prefer it to the other more branded biscuits.
I tell you the issue with the malted biscuit. If you leave it in for just 1 second too long,
yeah, it drops. It drops.
And then you chuck another biscuit in there to save it, and that one dies as well.
Yeah, this is not a dunk and eat biscuit. It's more like take a sip and then have a bite biscuit, I think. It's not like the Hobnobs. The Hobnobs you can actually dunk and eat.
I highly recommend this, but
compared to the biscuits, if you compare malted milk versus that's definitely going to win.
It's 92 calories a biscuit. You can't go wrong. Well, you can go wrong. Anyway, to start off, I've watched two. Well, I've watched quite a lot of things this week, but we're going to pick on 2 items from my side, and I think John, you got 2 items that you're going to talk about as well. So from my side, there's a Amazon Prime one that I've watched called Abandoned. It came out back in 2015, to be honest, but it only came in Amazon Prime about a week ago. And it's got that fella Dominic Purcell from, people remember Prison Break, the elder, bulkier brother, right? Oddly enough, the younger brothers, Michael Scofield's not in this one, right? They always pair up in every single movie and TV series. But I thought I'd talk about Abandon. And so that's a one-off movie and a box set I've started watching, and I've actually gone through 1.5 seasons. Hopefully, season by season, I can do a better review. But it's called The Last Ship. And I'll go first, and then John, you can jump in afterwards. So Abandoned, I think it's Aussie, New Zealand drama. To be honest, I've actually waited for a while to watch this, because on Netflix, you know, they on Amazon, they tell you, put a reminder, so it tells you when it comes out. I like Castaway, people stuck out in the open waters. So this was one of them. So the trailer was actually quite good. It started quite slow, and it had like a narrative. One of the characters, he was narrating throughout, and you know, we don't want to give away too much, and hopefully we're not going to give away any spoilers, but it kind of dragged on for a bit. There was some kind of moral to it, and it was okay-ish. I can't remember how long actually the movie itself was. But I'm not usually into Australian films, but this one, I think it's purely because Dominic Purcell was on it. I thought maybe it's worth watching. So would I recommend it? If you have nothing to do in an afternoon, probably if you don't have any other thing to watch, yes, it's worth watching. Otherwise, I probably kind of stay away from it, especially because I waited so long for it. We're going to give a rating out of 5, and it's not just a normal rating. We're going to give a biscuit rating. I'd probably give it a 1 biscuit out of 5. So something that only watch it if you've got nothing else to watch.
Okay.
Over to you, John.
Yeah. So one of the movies that I recently watched again was which was on Now TV was the movie called E.T. I don't know. It's a very old movie, 1983, I think it was. But I remember watching this movie when I was maybe like in first, second grade, because my dad was a big fan, and he got it and put it on to us. And I was amazed by the movie when I watched it then, because it was really nice. It had the concepts of the kids and, you know, finding the alien and so on and so forth. What I have to say is, when I watched it again this time, I thought I would find it quite, say, historic and quite old. But I was surprised as to how much I actually enjoyed it. And it was one of those movies, even though you knew it was not CGI and it was more puppets and stuff like that, it was still intriguing. It still made me feel like I'm watching a really good movie and not some sort of B-grade sci-fi. But the movie itself, the flow of the story is something that you can really get into. You kind of get emotionally attached to this creature that's looks like a big giant ball of you know what, but it still is something where you kind of attach yourself to the kid's character, and you want this little creature to kind of escape. You want it to get away from all the stuff that's happening on this planet. It is a movie worth watching multiple times. It's one of those kind of movies where you kind of pick on things that you would have missed the very first time. So I would give this movie maybe easily around 4 out of 5 biscuits. It's one of the better movies there. It kind of opens up a genre of different different sci-fi movies that came after this. So I would suggest, if someone hasn't seen this movie, you have to see this movie. This is not a movie that, like how you suggested, when you don't have time, kind of watch it. This is on my have-to-see list movies. So I would say give that a go, which is E.T. If people don't know, if the now generation doesn't know what it is, it means extraterrestrial. You guys are missing out on something really big.
So you think it will appeal to the new generation of kids?
I think it would. They may still find it a bit weird when they look at the animatronics or the way those puppets are used, but it still has a good kind of drama attached to it, which I think will still be appealing.
Okay, 4 Biscuit. So I think I've seen it when I was like about 8, 9 years old. So I have not seen it since then. I'm thinking there'll be a lot of nostalgia, but can I really watch it again? Because it was appealing when I was younger, but if you're saying to watch it, I think I need to watch it again.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I would recommend it to the Now TV.
It's Now TV, yeah? Okay.
This was on Now TV, yes.
Okay. So next one, Amazon Prime, The Last Ship. There's about 5 seasons now, so I'm quite late in the game, and it actually came out in 2014. I didn't realize that we're 2020 now, so I'm like 6 years behind, but this, I thought, maybe a bit over the top and with not much of a storyline, but I've been into this whole apocalyptic type movies, and especially due to what's happening with the COVID virus, it was perfect timing. So again, not to give away too much, but it is a post-apocalyptic world. There is the last US naval ship, and they have to battle various villains, be it the Russians, the British. It is over-the-top action. You think about it, it's got a US naval ship, destroyer, fighting submarines, other ships and everything. So you can imagine, and even better, you've got Michael Bay as the executive producer, and people heard of him from the Transformers. So you can tell action after action. So I actually thought, is it just me? And, you know, I do go a bit over the top with I like my action movies, but I've checked online and there's a lot of good reviews on this as well. So I do recommend it. I'm midway through season 2, and I'm eager to finish it off. I'm binge watching about 2 or 3 episodes per day, so I'm hoping to finish all 5 seasons very soon. I highly recommend it. It is non-stop action, and it's one of those testosterone full action where you want to get the guys along to watch, and you're going to be rooting for the goodies.
Yeah. So which season are you on?
Season 2, halfway through season 2.
Okay.
And one of the good things about it is, usually that the climax at the end of a season. This has multiple climaxes throughout the season, so there are multiple villains and storylines and everything. So it's actually really good. I don't know, John. I mean, I'm quite more generous. I think I'll give it a 4 biscuits out of 5 on this one, and I think I do recommend worth watching, especially for those hardcore die-hard fans.
Okay. I mean, definitely give it a go. So maybe the next time when we actually look at this, I would have watched the movies that you've suggested.
Yeah. And so I think that's it for today. So we've done, you've done one. It's over to you now.
Yeah. So, you've forgotten me already. So if the second one you've discussed was obviously a series, and if I have to go for one, I'd maybe go for one of the recent ones that I've seen, which is Westworld. Now, when Game of Thrones ended, everyone was touting this to be the big thing after Game of Thrones. Oh, this is how it's going to be. It fills the gap that Game of Thrones leaves and all that stuff. And I didn't watch it for about a year or so, and I just started watching it about a month back. Again, this was on Now TV about a month back. I still need to check whether it's still on, but it was on Now TV. And the first season is very good. I mean, it is very good. It was actually what they said it was. It was really good. It keeps you intrigued. You want to keep watching the next episode. You're like, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And you start investing yourself into characters that are appearing on the series. So it's good. It's good when you start kind of attaching yourself to a character in the series. So you kind of look at it from both perspectives. There are, to give people a little bit of a preview and not revealing too much. The human race has got a kind of playground area or like a theme park where they've got these robots which they then have their fun with. So it's like a real world scenario where they can go in and enjoy, but the robots don't know that they are robots. They are actually, they think they are real people. They think their life is real, and the visitors are coming in to just visit or kind of do business or stuff like that. The first season is actually something that you can sit and watch completely. It's one of those things where you take a day off from work. You call in sick and say, "Oh, I'm not feeling well," but really all you're doing is just watching the season. So it's like that. But the second season, I started watching the second season and I dropped off after the second or third episode. I started to get the feeling that the people making this have realized that this is the cash cow and they want to start milking it, like what they're doing with Walking Dead and so on. So I really hope they don't do that and they kind of realize that they will lose their audience soon. So taking the first season alone, I would give the first season about 4.5 biscuits out of 5, so that it's definitely worth watching. The second season, I would put it down to almost 3 biscuits. It's one of those things where you're going, oh, they've overshot on the first season and now they don't know how to keep that momentum going, and they're trying to come up with various things to just try and see whether they can match it. So to give an overall rating, maybe I can give 4. I would suggest watch the first season definitely and hold on watching the second season until all the episodes are.
So Westworld, I watched season 1. I was very intrigued. A lot of people told me to watch it. I never did. And towards the end, me and my wife, we did watch it. It was good. Really enjoyed it. I think season 2 came out significantly later, if I'm not wrong. I
can't remember the year.
But okay, I'll wait. I mean, it's good advice. I'll wait for.
It's better to wait for the full one because it frustrates you. You'll watch it and you'll start getting frustrated. What are they doing? So might as well get the full story. So wait till all the episodes are in and watch it in one day.
Okay, thanks, John. So from us, that's it for today. We'll try and upload a video every week, and we are, as you can see, we're doing new films, old films, box sets, streaming movies, and if you want to recommend anything to us as well, please go ahead. So, John, thank you for that, and thank you.
No worries. Thank you.